everyone, it's Melissa, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. Are you ready to make a beautiful necklace? This design features a few of the basic jewelry techniques, and when you combine them together, you will get a beautiful necklace. We are using Czech Glass beads and amethyst. The Czech Glass beads are from an online bead shop, the Bead Butler. Amethyst beads are also from a small business, Artistic Beads and Studio, located in Placerville, California. And I will leave links down below for both of the small businesses. And before we start creating, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help my little channel grow. And also down below in the description, I will leave links for more necklace inspiration. Let's start creating. So we will just need some eye pins, some head pins, and I already added on some of the beads to the head pins. We'll add on these, I think they're called melon beads, onto the eye pins. And I just have a few of the size 8 seed beads just to give it a little bit more gold spacing. And our specialty tool that we will be using is the one-step looper in the 1.5 millimeter. It gives us a perfect loop every time. So this is going to be the wire wrapping part of our necklace. If you don't want to use your one-step looper, you can always make a wrapped loop with a round nose plier. And then we will do our basic bead stringing on the back of the necklace with some more amethyst and Czech glass. So when we have our tool, the one-step looper is kind of like a mandatory tool. It makes your loops super quickly. So we're going to be making about 15 of them. So just going to save time to use the tool. So we have it into our tool and we're just going to give it a squeeze. And we have our perfect loop. This is great to make charm bracelets or necklaces, even if you're doing earrings. I just love using amethyst in my design, and keep making these until we have all of our little embellishments. And once you have some of your embellishments made, I just like to take my round nose pliers and make sure that my loop is completely closed. Then we're just going to set those off to the side for just a moment. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to use our larger Czech glass little beads. And we're just going to add them onto the eye pins. And we'll make our loops. Add on the eye pin to our tool and give it a squeeze. So we have all of our little embellishments made. Then we're just going to make sure that each one of our little links are completed. We're going to attach each one of these with jump rings. You can attach them directly to each other if you would like to, but we do need a little bit of spacing to add our embellishments. We're going to attach our little wire wrapped components together with our jump rings. And just because I do have some larger beads, I'm going to use smaller jump rings, just so you just get that little touch of metal without it being too big. So when we open up jump rings, it's just going to be a gentle twist side to side. So we're going to add on one of our little melon beads and then our second melon bead and give it a close. And if you ever notice when you're working that your little loops aren't completely closed, you can always make your adjustments in the piece as well. And this is going to be the center of my necklace. I always like to work in the center and then work outward. It just helps with the measurements so you can find the center. So we're going to pick up another one of our little jump rings. We're going to attach it to the small jump ring and then add on one of our little beautiful floral and amethyst components. Give it a close. And when you close jump rings, you should hear a little click. That just means the two sides are connected together and your piece is secure. I think it'd be a really fun idea as well if you didn't all want to do the same size of your little embellishments. You can do different sizes, so it's like a little waterfall necklace. So then we're just going to attach another jump ring to another one of our little purple beads. Give it a close. And then I'm just going to add on my next embellishment. So we're just going to open up our jump ring, add on our embellishment, and give it a close. So we have the start of our beautiful necklace. So we're just going to add on the other three. So we have the base of our beautiful necklace all connected, our eye pins with 4mm jump rings. And now we're just going to add in our basic bead stringing using soft flex wire in the beautiful purple amethyst. Just think this blends so well together, and purple amethyst is one of my favorite colors from soft flex to create with. We're going to be sprinkling in some more of our little gold seed beads. We'll just need a few more jump rings, a clasp of your choice. I am using a lobster claw, and then we have a few more beads to add in as well. So for this part, we're just going to attach the two 4mm jump rings to each side of our eye pins. This is just an optional step, but I just like to extend it just a little bit longer. And then that way, if you ever want to turn this into maybe a bracelet or an anklet, you don't have to restring the whole project. You can just open and close your jump rings and then just attach your clasp. So the same way that we attach everything else together, we're just going to have our jump rings, and I'm using silver just so you can see the connection point. And then we'll just attach it to the little eye pin loop and give it a close. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And we want to hear that little click so we know that our jump ring is completed and secure. And then we're just going to attach it to the other side as well. And if you don't have these exact beads, any of them will work for this project. So you could do this with all gemstones, all Czech glass. You can make like a little charm necklace with maybe like some animal charms, the person's initial if you're giving this as a gift. Next step, we're going to be doing our basic bead stringing onto our soft flex wire. And I like to keep it on the spool, just a couple reasons. It just kind of acts as a bead stopper, and that way you know your exact measurement of soft flex that you'll need for your project, so you're not wasting any soft flex. So I have these added on, and these are just a mix of 4mm amethyst bead. You can just see that sparkle. Our size 8 seed beads. So seed beads are not just for bead weaving or bead embroidery. They make excellent spacers. And then we have these little table cut oval beads as well. And they were from the Bead Butler. And then we're just going to add in a 2x2, and this is going to basically be our glue and our foundation to hold everything together from the bead stringing to connect it to the jump ring. So we're just going to add on our 2x2, pass our soft flex back through our 2x2. This is going to make our little connection point. And it's up to you how big or small you would like your connection point to be, but you can see how the soft flex is going to show in your design. And then we're just going to take our pliers. We're just going to take our pliers and just go ahead and give it a squish. This is going to flatten it and keep everything nice and secure. And then we're just going to rotate our pliers and squeeze again. This is just going to make it look like a little bead and give it a more professional finish. And we do have a little bit extra of our soft flex wire, so we're just going to trim that. And then you may notice that we have a lot of soft flex wire showing. So I'm just going to slide all of my beads down so that that last little oval bead is resting against that 2x2. And then we're just going to cut a good workable length from the spool to attach the other side of our soft flex with our 2x2. So we're going to do the same thing. Slide on our 2x2 and pass back through. And it's up to you how big or small you want your little connection loops to be. I like to make mine similar. They don't have to be perfect. You would just like them similar. We're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and give it a squeeze and rotate. Now you could attach your clasp directly to your soft flex wire as a design option, but I like to attach it to a jump ring. That way if I want to switch out my clasp in the future, I can without having to restring the whole project. So you can see the start of the necklace. We're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to do one more strand of our basic bead stringing, and then we will attach our clasp. So I have all my beads added onto the second strand, and I went ahead and added on my 2 by 2, and we're just going to finish off the side of the necklace. So we're going to add on that last 2 by 2, and then just pass back through. Make sure our loops are fairly the same size, and we'll just make any adjustments. And we're just going to take our pliers, give it a squish, and rotate. And then we'll trim off our extra soft flex. We're going to add in our clasp, which I am using a lobster claw, and then 2 jump rings to just connect the necklace to the clasp. So we're just going to pick up our jump ring, attach our clasp, and attach it to the soft flex wire. And if you have a 2-part clasp, such as a toggle, you would just attach that second part of the clasp to the other side. And as a design option, you could attach your lobster claw directly to the soft flex, but I just like to give it that little finishing touch of attaching it to a jump ring. And then you can attach like another little amethyst bead or a made with love charm. And we have our beautiful necklace using Czech Glass beads and amethyst on beautiful purple amethyst soft flex wire. And I'll leave the links down below in the description for the products I used if they are still available, as well as the small businesses for Softlex Company, Artistic Beads and Studio, and the Bead Butler. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this technique. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help my little channel grow. Also down below in the description, I will leave a link for more necklace inspiration tutorials. Have an awesome day.